Hey guys, welcome back to the Locker Room Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Oliver, joined by Sharpie.
Hello.
Hello. And of course, the other two can't be here with us. I say the other two. Sam's not a regular yet. Lockie is. We'll include that. Now, we mentioned this a few weeks ago, a team to support for our podcast. So here's the oh god, it's upside down anyway. You can see what it is. So we'll open it up here just quickly. I'm not going to look at the card, so I'm going to show you the card first. You can probably see what the card says. It's probably backwards, but got the jersey out. Oh, Sharpie! You Burnley fans.
That's gross.
Burnley, we love. How does the song go? Oh, Burnley.
Burnley suck.
We love Burnley, we do. We love Burnley, we do. Oh, Burnley, we love you. That's not a bad jersey, to be fair.
I guess, but I was hoping for something more obscure, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a shit team. I mean, sorry, Burnley's a great team. We go for Burnley now. Get to watch Ben Mee, Chris Wood, Cornette. I mean, what a banging jersey. In saying that, I think my mate got the better one. All right, so we'll get into the NBA anyway. So, it's not NBA. We'll start with our weekly multis. We won't do accountability because, geez, that was 2 weeks ago. We missed out last week. So I got the Bills to win, the Panthers to win, hopefully. The Patriots will win, the Bucks to win, the Chargers to win, and the Ravens to win. I'm not touching NBA because there's no NBA on tomorrow, so I didn't want to pick any Saturday tips. So have you got yours multi by any chance?
I mean, it's not really that great, but yeah, not really. No, sorry.
No, that's all right. Well, I guess this gives me a chance to get a leg up on yours. I mean, you're the only one that's won one so far. All right, now I'm going to play a little game here with you. Now you have no heads up of this, so I'm sure you heard the whole Ben Simmons, the Daryl Morey situation, that he had a list of 30 players that he would like to trade for Ben Simmons. I'm going to list some players. Now, these players aren't necessarily going to be wanted to be shipped off by the other team, but hypothetically, I want you to say, would you do it or not, and why, if you were the Sixers? Okay, so we'll start with the Raptors. OG Anunoby, would you do it for him as the key player?
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, I'd do that. I mean, if you're getting rid of Ben Simmons and for OG Anunoby, you're getting a good defensive player anyway, and plus you got Gary Trent Jr. anyway. Wait, is he?
Yeah, he's there. Yeah.
I'm thinking of Norman Powell, yeah.
Well, that's the thing. So Raptors, I've got 3 players listed here you could possibly trade. Fred VanVleet, would you do that if you're the Sixers?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, he's also going to be running the floor as well. VanVleet's been getting heaps of assists though lately.
Yeah, if I was the Sixers, I'd do it for Fred because they need a point guard. And the last one's Siakam.
Sixers?
Yeah.
Sixers don't need a point guard. Tyrese Maxey. He's been balling lately.
Here we go.
Maxey's been balling lately.
Yeah, he has been, to be fair. The last one for the Raptors, Siakam.
Possibly. I mean, I feel like you're giving up too much if you're going to give up Siakam.
You reckon? For Simmons?
Well, yeah.
Oh, see, I'm on the opposite. If I'm the Sixers, I wouldn't do it.
I mean, you got no center regardless, and you haven't really got that many good interior defenders. So, like Scotty Barnes, Ben Simmons, I like the look of that. That sounds nice.
But so how would Siakam fit on the Sixers? Do you think? I don't reckon he would fit well.
That'd possibly have to be like a 3-team trade. Get rid of someone like Tobias Harris or something.
Yeah, because a lot of these players are similar players to Tobias Harris that I've got on this list. So I've got 25 players on the list. We'll move on to Miami. Now, it's highly unlikely. I put this in there because it's something probably Daryl Morey would do. Bam Adebayo.
No way.
If you're the Sixers, you'd do it, though, in a heartbeat, wouldn't you?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, would that play well with Embiid, though? That's the thing.
And how would Simmons fit into that heat culture of working hard?
Exactly. And Jimmy, but he would not want to go anywhere near Jimmy Butler.
Now, I've got the next one is close to your heart, and I want you to look at it just from a Sixers point of view, firstly. So, Randall, if you're the Sixers, not thinking the Knicks situation with Simmons, but if you're the Sixers, would you want Randall for Simmons? Would you take that?
I mean, yeah, you would take it, yeah.
What about Barrett? That's a second player already.
No.
You think you need a bit better player?
Barrett's untouchable.
No, but from the Sixers' point of view. Like hypothetically, would you make that trade?
No.
Or would you need a bit more?
Yeah, you'd probably ask for a bit more. You'd probably ask for Barrett and possibly like Derrick Rose or something.
Yeah. Now, this next player, I think that this is going to be the sort of trade that for the player they're going to end up making. Just need to spit that out. Spencer Dinwiddie. Would you make that trade if you're the Sixers? If you're the Sixers?
Oh, hell no.
So
yeah,
we're looking at it from the Sixers point of view.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you said that like 3 times now. Sorry, I keep forgetting that.
That's all right.
Oh, no way.
Not enough for you?
Not enough. I don't even know if there's anyone on the Wizards besides Beal that you could possibly package.
Yeah, I agree. But that's the thing. I think they're gonna, if they keep letting him run. Now, I've excluded in this list. I've excluded like James Harden and Lillard.
That's just at the
and all
moment.
that.
Like, I don't hate anyone on the Wizards. Like, they're getting their stock up heaps.
But I definitely understand you, and that's why Beal's not included in this. I've excluded the likes of Beal, Lillard, and a couple other players that just you wouldn't think would go there. Anyway, next one. This one's really interesting. Karl Anthony Towns. 2 big men, Joel Embiid, Towns may work together, may not work together. I mean, Towns stretches the floor.
I don't see it working. I don't see those two working.
I wouldn't be surprised though if they do make a trade with the Timberwolves in a 3-way trade for, say, D'Angelo Russell or something. But I mean, even if you just get Towns and then move him on straight away, because a team's going to want Towns. We'll go to the Kings next. De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, I'd take that. I mean, you'd probably have to get rid of Maxey as well. But I like that though. That'd be nice. I'd like it if it was Maxey and De'Aaron Fox on the same team.
Yeah. That would be that'd be interesting. And Healed.
True.
The way Maxey's playing, I'd nearly do that trade. Obviously, you're going to need picks and stuff, but if he's the key, like the marquee player in that trade for who they're getting, I'd nearly do it, to be honest. I'd be very tempted, just because if you got Maxey playing well and you put Healed with Curry, Tobias Harris, and Embiid, I mean, that's a pretty dominant lineup, I would think. So I'd make that trade. Now, the next two, it's a bit of a two-parter. So it's the Celtics. So first of all, who do you think the Celtics are holding on to more, Tatum or Brown?
Tatum.
Yeah, I agree. So if you're the Sixers, are you making a trade for either one? Like if they were willing, would you do that trade for either one of them?
Yeah, I'd do that trade.
I think that's a bad trade for the Sixers. I think it's a bad trade for the Sixers. I mean, if you got him for Jaylen Brown, it could be a good trade in a way for the Celtics. I don't know. I think that's just a lopsided trade, to be honest. Would you think Sixers would have to throw something in there if it was for Jaylen Brown, or do you think Celtics would have to throw something in there?
Yeah, possibly Celtics. I can throw something there.
Yeah. All right. Kyrie.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, two troubled superstars swapping. I mean, it's I can't really judge that one because I don't know what cities Kyrie can't actually play in. Because if he gets to say the Eastern Conference Finals and he's playing against the Nets and he can't play half the games, I mean, that's a big issue.
Yeah.
But then again, at least he's playing unlike Simmons. Now I don't think this one's likely, but Levine.
No, Chicago got something special going on. I don't even think they would take it.
Yeah. But the Sixers would. Anyway.
Yeah, but the Sixers would, obviously, but
yeah.
There's no way that deal would ever happen.
Okay, so there's been talks about this next player, Jeremy Grant. Would you do it as the Sixers?
Yeah, I'd do it.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I would, just because, I mean, he's a similar he's better defender and everything compared to Tobias Harris, but I mean,
he's a better scorer as well than Ben Simmons.
Yeah, true. I don't know. I don't know how a lineup with Embiid, Jeremy Grant, and Tobias Harris would line up. I don't know. It'd be interesting, especially when they drafted him however long back.
Yeah, and then got rid of him. Well, they did that to a lot of people, really.
I get it if maybe you can get Killian Hayes and apparently Kelly Olynyk, the Sixers want. So God knows why, but yeah, that would be an interesting one. Okay, so if you're the Sixers, would you trade Simmons for Miles Bridges? Whether or not the Hornets would actually do it.
No.
Not seen enough from him yet.
I like Miles Bridges and that, but I mean,
he's not Simmons.
He's not Simmons.
Yeah, I agree. I probably wouldn't do that one yet.
Miles would need a good point guard around him to do well, and that's why he's having so much success in Charlotte.
Yeah. Now this next one's also very interesting. John Collins. Would you do that?
I could see that happening because you're getting another good defensive player to build around, like Maxey and all that stuff. So, and he'd be a good power forward. Power forward. That's embarrassing. Power forward. Yeah. So yeah, I'd like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it's a win for both teams, really.
The only thing I'd be worried for the Hawks is Trey's not going to give up the ball. I wouldn't think he's going to have the ball in his hand a lot, and it'd be interesting to see if Simmons is willing to maybe.
He can play the Draymond role. Just given the ball.
But is Simmons willing to play that role though?
Well, he's not going to shoot the ball, so might as well.
Next one, Garland. Would you do it if you're the Sixers?
You wouldn't have much facilitating.
I wouldn't even do that if I'm the Cavs, to be honest.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do it.
He's a young talent, and if you put him on your team, who you got? You got Simmons, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. I mean,
that's not much spacing, is it? You got Mobley, you can space the floor.
Jarrett can't. No,
Jarrett can shoot it. He just doesn't need to sometimes.
Yeah, but I think I probably wouldn't make that deal if I'm Cleveland or the Sixers.
Yeah.
Malcolm Brogdon. See, this one's for me one of the easier ones. I would definitely do it.
You're getting a good defense. Yeah, I do it as well. You're getting a good defensive point guard in Brogdon. So yeah, I'd probably do that as well. And he can also facilitate and can also shoot as well.
An interesting one I didn't put on here from the Pacers, but I'll just say Karis LeVert. Would you do that one?
Probably not.
I think he's too injury prone, and obviously injuries are a bit rough that he's had, but
yeah.
All right, so Aaron Wiggins from OKC. Would you Andrew Wiggins? Would you do it for him?
I feel like Golden State would have to give up a lot more to get Ben Simmons, but
It
yeah, I
would
do that.
probably be
Yeah,
Wiggins and Wiseman, but
yeah, I do that in a heartbeat. Yeah,
real.
I mean,
I,
once
I
again, like
would.
on the offensive end, Ben Simmons isn't that great, so you still got Curry and Clay,
Yeah. Oh,
so you don't need it.
that would be great for the Warriors, but would it be good for the Sixers? I mean, like,
No,
you've
because
already
you're
got
gonna you're
Andre
gonna get a
Drummond.
center for no reason.
Yeah, you've
So
already
yeah.
got Andre Drummond at backup. You don't need another center.
And I don't know if it won't be able to be a 3-team trade either because no, it could be. I don't know with the Andre Drummond contract where he's still allowed to be traded or not, so I have no clue.
I think this next one's pretty easy. Porzingis. If you're the Sixers, would you make that trade?
Probably not. No,
Yeah, I don't think I would either. Just
it wouldn't. It wouldn't work out
yeah.
for Dallas either.
One that's been in the media nearly all the time, and it probably would have gone through if he was happy with it. But CJ McCollum.
I could see that happening. Yeah, I like that.
See, I'm actually not a big fan of McCollum. I don't know why. I've never really liked him. I wouldn't do that if I'm the Sixers, just because.
Good scorer.
Yeah, he's not too, but he's a bit inconsistent as well as like I think he only had 13 today, but maybe that's just because he's playing alongside Lillard. I don't know, but personally, if I'm the Sixers, I wouldn't do it. Oh, if I was the Blazers though, I'd do that straight away. I mean, that's keeping Lillard happy, and they've already got good enough shooters, and the one thing they need there is friggin' defense. Next two at the Spurs. So DeJounte Murray, would you do it?
No.
See, if you're going to say no to Murray, you're probably going to say no to White. I would actually do it for Murray with how
Derek White.
Yeah, I've got him on the list, but
100%. Probably not either. I feel like I'm getting enough back with Derek White.
I'd definitely do it for Murray for just the way he's been playing, and he's really good defensively. I mean, he's got himself a few triple doubles as well.
You could pair him alongside Maxey.
Yeah, I think I'd definitely do that. The last one.
Trade.
Yeah. Imagine Simmons on the Spurs. Bloody Pop would drop him just because he didn't play out. He didn't hustle back or something.
2 Aussies, Jock Landale and Ben Simmons.
Yep. Oh, no one's stopping that pick and roll. Get Aaron Baines back there. Bad news, Baines. Set some physical tone setters. The last one, Brendan Ingram.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Ingram, but I would probably do that as well. I don't know why I don't like him. I just can't stand him. Maybe it's because the Pelicans. But
I think Ingram needs an escape route anyway. If he can't be stuck, he can't be spending his prime years in New Orleans.
Yeah, I agree. He needs to get out of there. Well, then again, if Zion comes back, are they a play-in team? Maybe.
I mean, they got a lot of ground to catch up. But
yeah, fuck. True. They won today though, so that helps. Anyway, so that's it. That was interesting to hear your thoughts on that. Well, it's that time of the week. So this week he's got race 8, number 2 at Ascot, Elite Street. Race 5, number 6 at Caulfield, Steinem. And his each way of the day is race 2, number 18 at Rose Hill, Extravagant Lad. And also he hasn't put it in there, but Twist of Fury is racing at Caulfield, race 4, I think. Number 10, I want to say. That's a pure guess, but check that out. It's at like $15 odds.
Race 4 at Caulfield,
yeah. Anyway, so obviously the big incident over the week or so that we haven't been here is LeBron James and the Stewart, whatever you want to call that. First of all, do you think he did it intentionally?
Yes, 100%.
And do you think Stewart was in his right to react like that?
I mean, to a point, yeah. I mean, he did need a charge again. I feel like that was a bit stupid, but I mean, I don't know what the Lakers were doing, squaring up and everything. Go against the
Westbrook,
high school box. You're gonna go against the high school boxer, are you?
And he's built like he would absolutely drop LeBron. Anyone that was saying LeBron would just wipe the floor with him, they're kidding themselves. But the thing is, if you don't agree with that, you're a LeBron hater, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, God forbid someone dislikes LeBron.
But no, he would wipe the floor with them. But I think I'm interested because, I think Stewart was kind of upset, and then either something was said, or he just noticed that he was starting to bleed a lot, and then he went psycho.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty fair. Now, suspension-wise,
like one game wasn't enough for LeBron.
I was about to get onto that. Do you think that's fair?
I feel like LeBron should have got more games, and I feel like 2 games for Stewart was fair, but I feel like LeBron he fucking punched someone.
Yeah, and he gave him 11 stitches or something.
It's not just a normal flagrant 2 where you hit him across the head or something.
And people are saying it wasn't intentional. I'm like, Jesus.
Jokic got 1 game for pushing someone to the ground, and with the next level, is punching someone.
Yeah.
What the hell are you going to do for 3 games?
Yeah, murder someone.
Murder. Oh yeah.
Bobby Schmurder. But yeah, no, I agree. I think that maybe LeBron gets. I'm surprised they didn't suspend him because they play again this weekend. I'm surprised they didn't suspend at least one of them to make sure they miss that.
They're gonna have to have security there stocked because in case something does go down, there will be words said probably, and I'm hoping it ends in an apology and that's all it needs to happen really.
But I want to see Stewart come out and play physical. I
want to see that as well. I think it's going to be probably the most watched game this week because everyone's going to be wanting to watch it. The only reason anyone is going to ever watch Detroit, really.
Well, I'm bringing this up. So these 2 games are back to back. What game do you think's more? What game are you looking forward to more? The Pistons versus the Lakers, the Stewart versus LeBron, or the Heat versus Denver and the Jokic shoving everything?
That's gonna be. I don't even know if Jokic is going to be up even playing.
I think he is. He's missing the next game. And
the thing is, I think there's been too long of time.
Yeah.
So I think things have calmed down a bit, and everything. Whether there's been internal conversations or whatnot, I have no clue. Nothing's been reported on that. But I don't think anything will happen. I think someone will be. I think the Jokic brothers might try and start something.
That would be funny.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think there needs to be anything.
And knowing Jokic, he'll probably go on the court and talk to him earlier on, not his brothers, but the Heat players, because I don't think he actually is that type of player that trying to hurt. Because I remember he said after it happened, he's like, "Oh, I didn't know how bad the whiplash actually was," and he felt bad and everything. And I'm like, he. If he wanted to throw down, he could throw down, but he doesn't want to be that type. Whereas Jimmy Butler thinks he wants to be that type, and
and then saying afterwards that he wasn't talking to Jokic, he was talking to someone on the bench or something, and then the meeting up in the rooms after the game and stuff. Radio. You were scared of Nene, you were scared of Paul Pierce. For God's sake.
Got to make it all fake tough team, I reckon. So out of those 2 games, though, which one are you looking forward to more? By the sounds of it, the Pistons.
I don't know. I might have to dual screen it, see if something goes down.
I think they're different. I think one's Saturday, one's Sunday. So. Get both of them.
Definitely be watching that. I don't know. Gonzaga played Duke on the.
Oh yeah, true. So. Obviously, the Lakers, they're struggling anyway. They're minus 500. They won today in overtime against the Pacers without a Disney. I I don't. Do you think they end up making top 6, or do you think they're going to be in the play-in?
They're going to be in the play-in. The West it's too strong at the moment for
Mm.
to be falling like that. Like you can't be doing that.
Yeah, I agree. I think they'll be at best they'll be the 7th seed, but I could easily see them finishing 8th or 9th.
Like you still got Denver as well. Like
Mm.
they're 10th at the moment.
Well, that's one thing I've got here as well. Who are you more worried for? So Denver, obviously, PJ Dozier just did his ACL, so he's out for the season. Michael Porter Jr. is rumored to be out for the season with his back because he's got some tendon issue in his back or something like that.
Yeah, some that he's had from like college and everything.
Murray's not going to be back until at least maybe post All-Star or around that timeline. So they're in a bit of a shit show, but they're still going to get Jokic back this week. And so you have them, and then you got the Cavs, who are fallen to 9 and 10 now. They've got Mobley out for a considerable time. I think he's still out. Colin Sexton's out for the season. Who do you think's who are you more worried about with injury wise and performance wise? Because I mean, the Cavs were comfortably in the playoffs. I know it was the first 10 games, but
I'm more worried about the Cavs because I feel like the Nuggets can make it up when like when Jokic gets back or something. I feel like he's good enough to, and he's proven to be good enough. He's MVP to put the team on his back and create stuff for the team and score and grab rebounds, whatever. He's good to do everything. With the Cavs, you haven't got much now. You have point guards out. I know Garland's stepping up and he's doing well.
And then Rubio.
Yeah, exactly. And Rubio can facilitate well. But I don't see much after that, after Jared Allen as well. Because Mobley and when Jared Allen and Mobley on the court, Mobley was still able to defend the perimeter. And that's what he did at USC a lot. And that's why I liked it so much. But I don't think Cleveland have enough to do much now.
And one name I left out there, I don't think he's back yet, is Markkanen. So I mean, they were playing really good team basketball, but you take two players out, they're screwed. Whereas if the Nuggets still have Jokic, still have Aaron Gordon, who's pretty trash now, to be honest, but I mean, he can still show up for the odd game, and you got Monte Morris, who's good.
He's got Bones Highland as well when he comes back from his ankle injury. He's a great scorer of the ball, very underrated player. So I still see him doing well. Whether they dip into their G League team or not and find someone in there maybe as a replacement just for now. Who knows?
And they've still got like Will Barton and Jeff Green and JaMychal Green. So I mean,
and they've got Austin Rivers as well.
Yeah,
good scorer.
I still see them, if Jokic comes back and everything goes well, I still see them finishing 7th or 6th in the West without Murray until that All-Star break period. But I agree. I think the Cavs are in a bit of strife with their injuries, or more strife. We won't touch on this next topic for long because I mean, it was always going to happen. So I've forgotten his first name. Oh, no, I haven't. Luke Walton got fired from the Kings. I think it's about time, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, if anything, there's nothing Walton could have done. It's just a terrible roster, a terribly run team for a long time, back when Boogie was even there. So, how many head coaches is that now since Boogie's been there?
Yeah. And I think it's shit timing. Like, why sack a coach 15 games into the season? Why not give a coach? Why didn't they just sack him at the start of the season? I don't think they knew. I think they knew it was going to get to this point at some stage. Like, why not bring in a coach, give him a full preseason or a preseason camp or something? I think they've just ruined the rest of their season, even for Alvin Gentry.
I think they're bringing, moving in Alvin Gentry. Like, you got someone who's already ready for the head coaching job. You're not going to bring in an assistant coach who hasn't coached a team before, and you're going to have someone there who's going to be able to stabilize the team and everything, which is good. And they might not win as many games still. They might not win as many games they projected to win with Luke Walton, but there's still going to be at least a head coach who's had experience. So I think their assistant, Doug Christie's also in the mix for the coaching job there as well. Whether he gets the job, I don't know.
Yeah. I think they're on the right track now, because now that they've sacked the coach, they just need to reallocate to Seattle.
I think also with this new coach, maybe Marvin Bagley might be getting change his mind and stuff, depending on if he likes him or not. I'm hoping he does.
But was that a coach issue or was that an organization issue?
I think that was more of an organization issue, but I'm hoping that he might have a change of heart about that situation.
Yeah. Well, that's it for the NBA. I just wanted to touch on one thing, soccer-wise, or football, or however you want to call it. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, geez, I've nearly fucked that up, got sacked. I really wanted Lockie on this week just to talk about that. But, I mean, are you surprised? I mean, they lost 4-1 to Watford, but are you surprised?
I'm surprised they didn't do it sooner, but, I'm glad they did it now before it escalated big time.
Yeah.
I think, he probably needed the sack after the Liverpool game, you could say. But, Michael Carrick's probably going to do a good job there. I think they're going to look at Valverde maybe as an interim manager before. I think Poch is also in the mix of names. I think they're going to have to pay him. Yeah, apparently. I think Zidane doesn't want to coach, though. I think he wants a break from it. I think Poch is desperate for the job, and I saw something earlier in the week that apparently he's desperate to get out of PSG at the moment.
Yeah.
Which I think that's fair. You get a lot of faces. You got big faces there like Neymar and Messi will probably be bossing him around a lot. So it makes sense.
But then again, you go to United, you got Ronaldo bossing you around. But I think he knows his style can stack up in the Premier League. Whereas he probably
knows
doesn't.
The league as well. Yeah. Like at PSG, it's probably not that hard of a gig, really. You just got to just say pass ball Mbappe now. Yeah. And that's it.
Play him on side and we'll score.
Yeah, exactly. Like you got so many good people there. So maybe a challenge like United would be helping as well. When he was in the Premier League, he didn't have much backing from his owner, you could say. He wasn't allowed to sign, big players and everything. He had to, because Levi didn't want to get rid of, didn't want to spend most of his money, which is bad for a top team as well. So they had to dip into their youth academy, and they had players like Dele Alli brought in from MK Dons and Harry Winks and all that stuff. I think Poch could do well at United because they have the flexibility financially to bring in players, and they're also going to get a load of cash as well, especially if they do a clear out.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing he goes in there, what do you think he's doing? Do you think he's addressing he's trying to address the midfield and get a new midfield? I think Donny van der Beek's going to get a lot more playing time no matter what happens. I think
maybe he does, yeah.
Fred and McTominay, at least one of them's I think Fred will probably get dropped.
Yeah.
McTominay might keep his spot, but and then I think the second thing you probably have to do as the coach, surely you strip Maguire as captain. I mean, you should be nearly playing at centre back instead of him right now, at least.
Yeah, but it's just who else is going to be a leader in that team, though?
Like you got Ronaldo, but I don't think you can make him captain.
He's more of a self-centered player.
Yeah,
and so it's more just let me do everything, give me the ball now.
Well, what about so I'm just going to throw some names out. Bruno Fernandes. I mean,
no.
Yeah, I don't agree.
You need to see leadership traits in these people.
De Gea.
Possibly, yeah. De Gea would be nice. I think also, maybe throw it out there. Dean Henderson needs some game time.
Yeah, true. Well, I had one more name for the captaincy. It's a bit of a left field one, but Wan-Bissaka. He's playing every game, and I mean, that's the thing. You got to pick a captain that's probably going to play, especially in United. And other than Ronaldo, Fernandez, De Gea, Van Bissaka.
I'd keep Maguire there for, he's still he's not that spectacular at United, you don't see, but his organisational skills at centre back as well. He can organise the defence properly and everything. So
Make Lindelof captain.
Yeah, maybe Lindelof's a good shout, but I think the last thing you want to do is your first thing at the club is take away the captaincy off someone as well. They'll automatically drop morale big time, and you already have the club against you. Unless
maybe people inside the club want him dropped as captain. I think that's all we had this week. I'm just going to mention one thing that we're going to start next week, because hopefully we'll have maybe Lockie and Sam on next week. And there's no NBA tomorrow. So we're going to be at the end of each episode of each week, we're going to do a weekly pick'em, and we'll just total it up. So what we'll do is it'll rotate. So I'll start or Sharpie starts, and then it changes the next week. And they pick a game that we've got to choose the winner of the line. So say it's Wizards versus Celtics, and the line is Wizards by 2.5. You got to pick one of the lines. I'm not sure if you know how that works, Sharpie. It's a bit of a betting term, but I'll explain that better once we actually do it. So I'll just put that out there. Thanks for joining us.
Not too easy.
Thanks for listening, and enjoy.